Alrighty. What's up, everybody? My beautiful peeps. What's going on, you sexy bitches? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph, here for a beautiful Thursday afternoon, September the 11th, 2025. Thank you for watching right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on the video if you like, but don't leave stupid comments because you'll get sent to the Shadow Realm and Ozzy and Satan will eat your soul! And then you'll be blocked and never heard from again. So don't do it. If you want to do it, go to your dead channel that nobody really cares about. That's pretty much it. Share the video all over the internet. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to tap and slap that fucking bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, you suck. And you're SOL. You know what that means. And if you don't know, look it up. And that's that. And for our first-time viewers, if you're just floating around YouTube at this time of day, or any time of day, and you see my gorgeous sexy face, because you know you love it. But it is what it is. But you're floating around YouTube, you see my gorgeous sexy face, you want to know more about this channel or anything about me, and you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button like I said. And if you like the videos, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you like, but if, like I said, stupid comments, bye-bye to you, you're out of here. And that's that. So, as you see in the business, when you do subscribe to my channels, well, welcome to the party, pal. Grab yourself a cold one, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. And we hope you enjoyed the ride! And that's pretty much it. So if you like it, great. If you don't, go somewhere else. I've been saying that for 16 years, going stronger up until 17. But 16 plus years of epicness. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is a somber day. It is September the 11th, 2025, Patriots Day here in America. 24 years ago today was the most horrific event in United States history, and pretty much New York history, as the Twin Towers fell due to a terrorist attack. There was a terrorist attack at the Pentagon. There's a plane crash in Virginia. It was a crazy day. And lots of lives lost, lots of families torn apart. And, firefighters and first responders, some of them, later on, with the after effects of, 9/11 and shit like that, some of them passed away. So every year, they read the names off of the people that passed away. There was like 2,000-3,000 people that died, in New York City. And that's, it was just a really, really, really somber day. And that pretty much led to the war on terror, which we're kind of, sort of, still battling here and there. Even with the idiots in Ukraine, and not Ukraine, I should say, the idiots in Russia going against our good buddies in Ukraine, the whole thing with Vladimir Putin and Zelensky and Hezbollah, Israel, and all this craziness that's going on in the world. It's just crazy. And then you look at America, and look at the United States of America, with sadly yesterday Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Because of some dumb fuck who doesn't believe in his freaking, beliefs. Shoots about 200 meters in the neck. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. At an event at the University of Utah. Sadly, he passed away. Donald Trump basically gave him a medal. I think it was I don't think it was the Purple Heart, or it was the Congressional Medal of Honor or something like that. But he did that, I think it was today, Yesterday he lowered the flags to half-staff. But it's just senseless stupidity in America, and that's why we have all this political terrorism going on. That people want to, they want to assassinate President Trump. They did it. They did it once, failed. Did it twice, failed again. And now, Charlie Kirk, who was he kept going to all these universities, to talk to students and, adults and everything, because, the adults are like, what, the country sucks, what are you going to do about it, this and that, and Charlie Kirk's, like, basically owning them, and, if you've seen the videos, like, with abortion and all this and that, he was just an amazing guy, and sadly some idiot, they had the picture out, I hope they catch this guy and fry his ass. Don't give him, life in prison. Just fry his ass. Give him death. That's, pretty much all I gotta say about that. But hopefully they'll catch this guy. I don't know how he got in with a gun. I still think, all these, events, political events should have heavy security. But, just somehow, some way, somebody that might have been an ex-military guy, he had to have some type of training to shoot 3 times almost perfectly at Charlie Kirk's neck. I think he was trying to go for his head and then got his neck. I mean, I didn't see the video. I saw the video of the bullet at one point, and everyone was like ducking and everything. And you see the bullet just like, zzz. I'm like, am I watching a corn video? You remember that video for, what's that? Not Got the Life, but Freak on a Leash. When the bullet's just going through the entire video this way and then goes back. Amazing video. But it is what it is. But, we're praying for Charlie Kirk today, and we're praying for all the lives that are lost in 9/11. Thankfully, I wasn't around the 9/11 area. I woke up, my dad woke me up and said, "Hey, Pete, turn on channel 4. I'm like, why? It's like, why? The Twin Towers fell. I'm like, what? I thought it was like, I wasn't in school or anything. I just, woke up 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning, something like that. I was like, alright. I thought it was dreaming, so I was like, alright, whatever. Put on channel 4. Next thing I know, I see the second tower just start, boom! Started to crumble and, disappear. I'm like, what the fuck? And then, I saw the first tower get hit, and then that went down. Then the second tower got hit, and then a few minutes later that went down. I'm like, oh shit. What's going on here? And then it was saying, oh, and then, people like, we're at war! With Saudi, not Saudi, Afghanistan, basically, those idiots in Afghanistan, and then with, mad-ass Saddam Hussein, and then Osama bin Forgotten, few years that we're at war with those 2 idiots, and then, thankfully, we got Saddam Hussein, put him in hell, then we got Osama bin Forgotten, took care of him, he's burning in hell. But, still terrorism continues in the world, like I said, with Ukraine and Russia and Hezbollah and Israel and just stupidity. Even in America, we got political terrorism. Can't win. But, yeah, so I saw this thing, and I'm like, oh, shit. Right? So, I'm watching the whole thing, and then I remembered that one of my uncles worked around that area, around the South Street Seaport, and another cousin of mine used to work in Tower 7, which got hit, but then I don't think it fell. I forget if that one fell. I know the Twin Towers fell. I don't know if Tower 7 fell. But anyway, my cousin was in Tower 7. I had another friend that had an interview in the lower floors of, I think it was Tower 1 or Tower 2. So, going through the day, I see one of my friends coming back from school. It's like, you hear what happened? He goes, what happened? Yeah, it's like, yeah. So yeah, my brother was in the, had an interview there. I'm like, I hope he comes home. We waited and waited and waited, like 3, 4, 5 o'clock. I think it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He comes home, he's just like, bleh, all the dirt and the soot and just nasty stuff. But, and then later on, I'm worried about my cousin, I'm worried about my uncle who worked down there. Thankfully, they got home safely. It was just a crazy day. September the 11th, 2025. 24 years ago today. So, we remember them, and, on Patriots Day, when we celebrate America! The great country that it is. So, if you, lost anybody in 9/11, my heartfelt condolences go out to you, and, gotta keep going. Keep going. But I haven't heard anything, today. I know there's a lot of security the past few days, especially at the tunnels and the bridges and everything. Heavy security, even in the subways. Thankfully, nothing has happened as of right now. Hopefully, nothing happens. Nothing really happens with that. So that's pretty much it. But happy Patriots Day to everybody, and USA. That's that. All right. Minus all that, hope everybody having a great Thursday as we get into the second weekend officially of September, as we're getting right near the midpoint of the month, and pretty soon it'll be Halloween and Columbus Day too for all you Italians out there like me. But we'll talk about that in a couple weeks, but we'll get that. Alright, we'll get that. Alright, I wanted to do this video yesterday, but I got a lot of videos coming your way. Maybe one more coming after this one. Then tonight, I got a couple more. So, don't forget to hit that bell, like now. Now. Everything I'm telling you right now is happening right now. What happened to then, Peter? Well, you missed it. When will it be now, Peter? Soon. Now will be soon. Okay? And if you haven't watched Spaceballs, you don't get that reference. But it is what it is. But, we got a big weekend of not a big weekend per se. We got TNA Ring of Honor tonight. Should be some interesting stuff tonight with those companies. Tomorrow we got SmackDown from Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia. Should be an interesting show. I believe Brock Lesnar will be on the show. That should be fun. See Beastie. We need so good it brings back Beastie. So Beastie will be on the show to hype up WrestlePalooza next Saturday. Cena will be on Raw on Monday, I believe. Why is he on Raw if Brock's on SmackDown? I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that tomorrow. Lots of good stuff tomorrow. Maybe AJ and Punky Brewster will be on SmackDown. Who knows? But we'll see what happens tomorrow night from Norfolk, Virginia. We got that. And then right after that, we're going to Vegas. Because of Nani, we're going to Vegas. We're going to Las Vegas for Worlds Collide 2. Right after SmackDown, 10 p.m. on the WWE YouTube channel. And wherever you, probably be on Netflix and wherever you're going to see it from. But it should be an amazing show. I'll be talking about that tomorrow early with my predictions for the show. I'll do the review probably the same night or maybe on Saturday. We'll see what happens with that. But that's going to be an amazing show. And I mean, Triple Mania was just epic. I mean, epic. And you can only imagine what Worlds Collide 2, Electric Boogaloo in Vegas is going to be like. We got Dominic Galero taking on El Hijo de Vikingo for the Triple A Mega Championship. I hope Dom wins. We don't get a repeat of what happened at Triple Mania when when AJ Bad Hair Styles screwed him out of the belt. Hopefully we won't see AJ, but might have some surprises. Maybe Perdón, Cero Miedo will be there. Maybe some other WWE. Well, we know Lola Paisese is going to be teaming up with the legend Mr. Iguana to take on Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. That should be a pretty interesting match. And a whole bunch more tomorrow night from Vegas with Lucha Libre. You know, this guy's... You gonna have fun tomorrow? Oh, Lucha Libre, get the mundo! Ay, 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 ay! Underneath USA! Please watch Worlds Collide tomorrow at 10 p.m. or I will come and kick your ass! Ay, 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 ay! But you, Ferocito, you can't kick anybody's ass. Ah! Okay. Let me move on. Peter's playing with his dolls again! No, sir. I didn't see you play with the dolls again. Good! Alright, moving on about that. Alright, let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of the video. I know I wasted 16 minutes. I mean, you're watching anyway. Alright, so we got all that. Now, yesterday, there was a report that Wrestlemania 43, which was supposed to, allegedly, there was gonna be in the new Tennessee Titans Stadium. I think it's the Nissan, not Nissan Arena, the Nissan Stadium, whatever the fuck the name was gonna be called. Well, that's not happening because yesterday it was indicated and announced by multiple sources that WrestleMania 43 is not gonna be in the States, not gonna be in England. Where's it gonna be? You guessed it, the land of sand, Saudi Arabia. So, do I like it? Fuck no. I'll get to that in a minute. So, let me read the story from CageSideSeats.com. There were multiple reports yesterday indicating that WrestleMania 43 is going to Saudi Arabia in 2027. 42 will be next year, April 18th and 19th in Vegas once again. So we got that. That's pencil in. You can just get your tickets now. You know, they cost very expensive. I mean, how could a ringside seat for Mania cost like $10,000? I mean, airfare and hotel alone is a couple of grand. You're paying like $20,000, $30,000 just to go to a fucking 2-night event. Or if you're going for the whole media thing and you're going for the other events, other indie promotions like GCW, Bloodsport, or whatever it may be, you're spending a lot of money. So, unless you're, like, rich, I don't think anybody's going to be going to Vegas, except if you are a media person like East is going to go, but, then again, who knows? I'd love to go if it wasn't so much, money. I'm like, fuck that. I'd rather go to a freaking AEW Dynamite or go to Full Gear, yeah. If it was in, like, New York or something like that. Or I'd go to the Hammerstein if they're rumored to do a residency at the Hammerstein. I would religiously go there, but not for every show. I'll probably go to maybe 2 weeks worth of the shows. Not every show. I go to like the Dynamites. I go to a Collision live because it's gonna be live on a Saturday most likely anyway. So, but we'll see. They were talking about December. Who knows at this point? I was hoping Final Battle would be there. No. It's gonna be in Ohio, December the 5th. Ugh. Who cares? Fuck Ohio. Ohio's for losers. So anyway. But yeah. Saudi Arabia is reportedly, it's not confirmed. They're thinking about talking about it tomorrow with the official date. Which, is going to be in April, and the time is going to be at 2 p.m., because it's 8 hours later. Not even, maybe at 1 p.m. 1 or 2 p.m. I think when we get when we did have Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, it was, I think it started at 1, I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock. So it's about a 7-hour difference, 7, maybe 8-hour difference. But whatever. So it sounds like WWE might even make an official announcement as soon as tomorrow. That's Friday for you dumb people at home. Because I don't know what day it is. So today, Wrestling Observers Radio's Uncle Dave, a good buddy, Uncle Dave Meltzer, the idiot that he is, provided more details on what Saudi Arabia has planned for WWE's biggest event of the year. Now, first, Meltzer emphasized that Turki Al-Sheikh, nice name, chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, is the money guy, who is the final boss, no, not The Rock, the final boss for the event, and he plans to load up WrestleMania 43 with every star imaginable. I mean, we're talking like people from the 80s. There's not that many people left. And he can even travel, maybe. I don't know. But they've been talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin, the GOAT of all GOATs, The Undertaker. They talk about The Rock, of course. Big, huge names. Maybe that schmuck Goldberg. So they want to have, WrestleMania 43 with returning retired stars there. Not to fight, just to appear. Which I'm okay with that, but God forbid they want them to fight. I mean, Taker maybe has one match left in him. But who would he fight? Do I really want to see Austin Taker? Fuck no! Rock Austin? Not really. I'd rather see Rock Roman. Was that going to ever happen? Probably not. But, we'll see. Alright, so, I think Meltzer said this. Meltzer says they're putting up an incredible amount of money, that blood money. It's all about the money, as Vince would say. A ridiculous amount of money, and the idea is to present the most star-studded show ever, because it's going to be on ESPN, the app, of course. Like, WrestlePalooza is going to be big, huge spectacle, 5, 6, 7 hours, who knows. Anyone, money is no object. Any name you can imagine, obviously, they're going to be after. Like, Roman, obviously. Taker. Stone Cold, The Rock. Big names. I doubt Bret Hart, people like that. But it is what it is. Meltzer also said Turkey is running... I can't believe I'm saying Turkey! Turkey is running the show. The final boss is Turkey or Turkey. Who cares? Because he's the guy with all the money in the world at his disposal. Yeah, because he got it from, guess who? The Saudi fucking prince. He's got more money than that guy. Hey, you want to give me some, dude? Anyway. As far as the star-studded nature of the show is concerned, Meltzer says many major retired legends will be contacted about returning to WWE for a big, huge payday to work Saudi WrestleMania, WrestleMania 43, Saudi Arabia, whatever you want to call it, in 2027. Meltzer says they're paying the money for it, they have matches that they want, and that they're working really, really, really hard to get. I don't know if they're going to be able to get them, probably not, but they're going to spend a lot of money to get what they want, obviously. Anyone coming out of retirement, meaning like Stone Cold, Goldberg, even Cena, they're thinking about, what else is it? Anyone coming out of retirement that wants to come out of retirement, a big name value, will be able to get a lot of money for the show. That's what they want. So, like I said, people like legends like The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out of retirement for a big 7-figure payday. That's over like $1 million. Millions at least. To work a match. Why? Why a match? Can't they just do an appearance? I mean, some of these guys are in their 50s. Anyway, there's rumored The Rock versus Brock Lesnar. 2, which we haven't seen since SummerSlam 2000 and what year was that? I don't even remember what year. It was like 4 or 5, I don't remember, but do anybody want to see that? No. They talk about Ric Flair's actual last match. Nobody wants to see Flair again in a match. After that debacle, oh god. After that horrible match, the actual last match he had with Jay Lethal and I think it was Jeff Jarrett and forget the other guy. That match was garbage. And Andrade actually there was Andrade. Yeah, it was Andrade and Flair taking on Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, and that match was garbage. Garbage. I hated it. Flair looked like he was like half out of it. I mean, he looked, he looked good, like dancing and stuff like that. But I mean, he just like, who wants to see a 70-something-year-old guy fighting? Oh wait, you Terry. I was a hardcore legend in Japan. I fought till I was 85 years old. You actually died at 83. Shut up! Don't tell me to shut up, Terry. I'll get the other Terrys after you. And I'll get Mick after you, so be quiet. Anyway, but yeah, Flair's actual match, maybe one more match from Goldberg, Cena, like, most of the, knowing the Saudi Arabians, like, let's get Triple H and Shawn Michaels back out here, I'm like, first of all, Triple H, I doubt would do another match because of his, his heart and everything. Shawn Michaels, maybe get Shawn Michaels out of retirement. I wouldn't doubt it, but if you do get him out of retirement for a match, who does he fight? Cena? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad match, but it's just like, I mean, if they do this with some of these legends getting on the card, it's gonna feel like WrestleMania 43, the geriatric era. I'm like, I want to see this shit. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see another Cena match after he retires on December the 13th, and maybe shows up one more time by the end of the year, or, who knows, maybe he'll make a surprise appearance at the Rumble, which is, guess where, in Saudi Arabia, in January. So like, we can't get him, if we can't get him for WrestleMania, we get him for the Royal Rumble, then look at the women. I mean, for the women, probably get Trish Stratus, Lita, Michelle McCool, next thing they'll find Wendy Richter, maybe they'll come up with Tony Storm. No, I'm kidding. They're gonna get some, they're gonna get basically everybody from the 80s and 90s, remember the Attitude Era people, to do this. I think this is a big waste of time. I think. I mean, if they have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, I mean, yeah, it's good money for WWE, because they're getting a lot of money from the Blood Prince of Saudi Arabia. I mean, the whole weekend will be stacked. SmackDown will be at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock Eastern Time here in the Northeast. 5 p.m. for the Hall of Fame. And then night one will be at, like I said, around 2 o'clock. So it's going to end around 6, maybe 7 o'clock here in the Northeast. And on Sunday, the same thing. Depending when in 2027, probably sometime around Easter or after Easter. I mean, this year's WrestleMania was on Easter Sunday. Why? Next year, thankfully, Easter's a little bit earlier. I think it's like the week or two earlier. I think it's the first week of April. But WrestleMania 42 in Vegas is April 18th and 19th. So it's a little bit later for Mania purposes. Usually it's at around the end of March or early April. So I mean, last year's was around early April. Next year's is mid-April, and then who knows what's going to happen for 23. 43, not 23, 43. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. if it does get announced that WrestleMania 43 for the first time ever will be overseas, but not in London, not in Italy, not even in Japan, because they can't do it in Japan because, they'll step on Wrestle Kingdom's toes. So, for the first time ever, possibly WrestleMania in overseas in Saudi Arabia. Now, I bet you like WrestleMania 44, 45, or 46, Australia or maybe Puerto Rico, Issa would love that in Puerto Rico. Or maybe a SummerSlam in Puerto Rico, like one of the big four, and Puerto Rico would freaking go crazy. But, because she likes to go with the big four shows. Obviously, she didn't go to SummerSlam. I don't know why, but for I think some reason, I think she was sick. I don't think she's going to Survivor Series because it's in San Diego. And that's a long way from Puerto Rico. She's not going to not going to the Royal Rumble because it's in Saudi Arabia. And well, she is going to I would assume she's going to WrestleMania 42. So we got that. But I know a lot of people go to like the big four shows. They're gonna have to start either getting a second, third, or fourth job just to go over there. It's crazy. Save your money. Save your money. I don't think anybody from the States, besides media people, are going to go to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43. I don't think any fans, like hardcore fans, are going to waste their money to go to the land of sand and watch WrestleMania, be at WrestleMania for almost a week. Because you're gonna have SmackDown there, the Hall of Fame, Mania Night 1 and 2 on Saturday and Sunday. Then Monday, Raw is gonna be in Saudi Arabia, so we're getting SmackDown at 2 p.m. here. So if you have a VPN, fire it up in 2027. Same thing for Raw. But like I said, it's a win for WWE. Win for Saudi Arabia because, they got a lot of fans there, a lot of, stuff they can do with the WWE experience or whatever the thing is in Riyadh, for the fans to look at, and the Superstore and all that other good stuff that's going to be there. But do I want 43 in Saudi Arabia? Fuck no. I'd rather have it in the States, maybe Canada, maybe Puerto Rico. And hell, I'll even go so far as have it in Wembley Stadium in England. Why not? But Saudi Arabia, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I mean, if it's a good event, it gets a lot of money for WWE, great. But for the fans, I'm like, Like I know fans from England and Italy and Japan might be flying into Saudi Arabia. It's just going to be craziness. And like I said, I don't know if anybody besides the media people from America and Canada and Mexico are going to be, and Latin America are going to be there. That's one thing. But as hardcore fans or fans like me, you think I'm going to go to WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia? Fuck no. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. What tomorrow's little announcement will be. They're doing it in Vegas, so I think they're gonna do it probably sometime during the day, or maybe during Worlds Collide. They might announce WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia. Here's the date. 2 years in the making. If I wanted to hear about a WrestleMania 2 years from now, I'd rather hear it next year. Not now. Not September the 12th, 2025. But that's all I gotta say about that. So let me know your thoughts and opinions about WrestleMania 43, possibly, and it's almost a definite. I will put a question mark on my video title because it's not definite yet, but they're making an announcement tomorrow, which they could do, but take it with a grain of salt. So they said the official announcement may come as soon as tomorrow. It may come today, who knows, but really tomorrow because they're in Vegas for Worlds Collide. So we'll see what happens with that. So leave me your thoughts and opinions. What do you guys think about possibly WrestleMania 43, 2027 in Saudi Arabia? Is it good? Is it bad? Are you like down the middle? What do you guys think? I like I said personally, I think it's stupid, but that's just me. I mean, yeah, they'll get a lot of great money for both Saudi Arabia and for WWE, but I just think it's just another one of the TKO bullshit things. And TKO just needs to get out of WWE needs to dump TKO. That's how I feel. It's just been ridiculous. Alright, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.